I want to reflect with you together my Muay Thai journey, which started about 1 year ago. To be fully honest, starting Muay Thai was not easy. Prior to training Muay Thai, I had no experience in training combat sports at all. Now, 1 year later, I trained at over 7 different gyms in Thailand. It was scary to start in the beginning because I didn't want to look stupid and I hated it not to be good at something immediately. This video, in my reflection, I really want to take you with me on that journey to either inspire you to start as a Muay Thai or any other combat sport, to see that it has more benefits beyond just the physical aspect, that it brings you great benefits in your mindset and in your mental strength, and as well for everyone who is already on the journey, to inspire you as well to reflect for yourself how far have you been come in your journey, to actually see, wow, I've came so far along my journey. So that is a perfect moment to do that, to share that with me in the comments. Something was calling me to start Muay Thai. I was living in Thailand already for some time before I actually went to my first class, but I was feeling very insecure around it. My boyfriend brought me into the sport. He already always knew, like he told me, yeah, you need to try it. You need to give it a try. I know you will be good at it. I know you will love it. But yeah, I was really intimidated because I saw obviously on social media a lot of athletes, and I wasn't thinking really straight to think that they probably practice martial arts already for years or even since they're a child. So I just saw them all as so good, and that was really scaring me of starting. I'm currently living in Phuket, Thailand, and this is a hotspot to learn Muay Thai in Thailand. If you have any questions to train Muay Thai in Thailand, let me know in the comments. I want to dive right away into my reflection section, and you will find the timestamps as well in the description box below. My first fear, I already spoke about it in the intro, was that I look stupid, I look silly, and that the movement looked really strange on me. And yes, they did in the beginning. I won't lie. But the problem was that I was comparing myself way too much with, instead of just focusing on myself and focusing on how the movement feel in my body and less being so attached to the outside look. But the only thing that helps is really to stay on it, keep going, even the movement feels so silly and you feel like you're out of your body, that this movement is not for you. It will only get better when you keep practicing and you keep going to the classes and throw yourself in the movement. Your brain just needs to learn how to process this information and make your body move in a certain way. Once I discovered that Thai trainers are really funny and they as well love to joke and they love to make fun, it really lightens the whole situation up and you start not to take yourself so seriously. So that helps actually really well as well. Don't take yourself so serious. Try to have fun, try to see it as play, and just know everyone is just they are trying to better themselves. Another fear I had in the beginning, because to be honest, I watched a couple of YouTube videos and they have not been very supportive to not scare me away. I mean, of course, they can always things happen, and I obviously appreciate honesty. But when I watched these videos, I got a little bit scared of getting hurt, or that Muay Thai might be too brutal. I heard something about some stuff that can happen, and that scared me. Once I've been in the training, and I actually started to spar quite early in my journey because I was just throwing myself in there. I'm like, okay, I just start sparring. I'm here to learn it, so why not just learn the whole aspect of it? And I discovered that it's actually fun. It's actually really fun. It's as well actually really fun, the conditioning part, where you get hit in your stomach and the trainer beats you, that I actually enjoy some pain, and it sounds some kind of silly, but I enjoy it and I like it when my trainer goes hard on me. I don't like it when they go so soft on me. And yeah, that was really surprising to me, and I realized that this is a process of enjoying pain, and I learned as well to protect myself better, especially in sparring, that it's not about throwing punches. A lot of it is as well about being strategic and being controlled. I am a life past 7. I love to learn new things, but sometimes being a complete beginner was intimidating for me, and I already spoke about the part of comparison. I was comparing myself to others, and that's really not helpful when you start to be a complete beginner in something. And obviously I saw the people practicing Muay Thai online, and they all looked so good to me. I saw the people in the classes, and they all looked better to me. And this is as well a point why I decided to share my Muay Thai journey quite on early. Since last year, I'm already posting quite from the beginning YouTube shorts where you see me practicing, because I just want to share what I'm like doing in my free time, and that's like training, mostly running, burpees, and Muay Thai yoga. And so I share that, and I'm like, I want to be a person who shares her story from the beginning, and I don't start sharing Muay Thai when I'm longer in the journey, because I want to keep it authentic and I want to keep it real. I want to show that beginner journey and inspire as well others just to throw yourself in there and start, and not just start when you're perfect. And that brings some freshness, in my opinion, into the virtual space. And it's showing, yeah, not everyone is a superstar who's training Muay Thai. You don't need to be a superstar. And I realized that of course, to the more trainings I went, the more I realized, oh, there are actually other beginners in the class as well. There are people actually who have just today their first training, and it was already like my first month training. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not the only person realizing that, getting out of that like construction in my mind, and seeing, okay, there are total beginners, there are professionals, there are people who do that as their full-time job, and there are just like people who train already for years and they're really good, and that all levels are welcome and all levels are working together. Yeah, I started to enjoy again to be a beginner, and even after a year I still feel like a beginner, like a total beginner. And that's really humbling, and it shows me how less I can know in a certain area. Just get your curiosity going and challenging yourself internally. Another challenge of mine was when I started that I felt really insecure. To the time I started Muay Thai, I felt actually really confident in my body, in my movements. I was having a really good fitness level. I was like running, doing my burpees, sometimes lifting weights, and practicing and teaching yoga. But when I started Muay Thai, it made me super insecure in my body by times, because, as I already mentioned, I didn't know the movement at all. And this showed me that there is another level of self-confidence for me now to master, even though I already felt secure in my body, and that there is a different level, and that it's always levels, we never reach the end point of something. Yes, I felt before confident in my body. I got my confidence in my body through yoga, and it showed me as well there are different ways how you can become more self-confident in your body, different disciplines, different sport. Put pressure on me that I didn't get better faster, and that was actually holding me back of getting better, because I wanted to get better instead of just practicing and letting go of the outcome and just focusing on the present moment. Instead, I was focusing on, damn, now yesterday my kick felt really good and today it feels like really horrible again. and not focusing on that gave me actually more confidence. But with the time, I got more and more confident, and now the last month I was training for every day Muay Thai. Through that consistent training, it really helped me to be more confident, and I still see there's a long way to go. So I'm mentally way stronger. I recognize the power I have in my body, and I discovered as well how strong I already am through Muay Thai, to be honest, that I'm doing every day my 80 burpees, or last year 70 burpees, that I have actually really strong arms. I discovered that through Muay Thai. It sounds sometimes so stupid when I say it, but it is true. Sometimes I can't see my own power, and it's like, when I can't see my own power, who's going to see my own power, I was becoming more and more the main character in my story, aka I was directing the narrative. I'm using an example to explain that more, like how I got more into the main character role through Muay Thai, and what specific situation that was for me. That can be different for you, can be a different thing. Everyone is different, but maybe it helped you as well in some way, Muay Thai, to step into your main character role into directing the narrative. So it resonate with some trainers more and with some trainers less. And in the beginning, I was way too shy to articulate my preferences, and I would never dare to pick a trainer. I was just accepting which trainer I got. Even I liked it or I didn't like it, I was just accepting it. But then I was sometimes realizing I got internally mad, because I would have preferred to train with a different trainer, because this is a fact. You resonate with certain trainers more, there's more chemistry. And of course you can learn from everyone, but with just some people you learn quicker because you have that chemistry going. And I thought personally that I don't have the right to choose, so I just need to accept it. When they pick me to do the pad work, for example, I just need to accept it. And recently I changed my mindset, so that came as well just recently. It was due to my boyfriend, because I told him a story where I didn't want to train with that Muay Thai trainer, because I don't know, I just don't resonate with him at all, because I feel like I'm not progressing. He's not teaching me any new steps. It's only one to kick, and I want to work on new combinations. And he told me, yeah, just tell him no next time, you can choose, and you are there to learn. I'm always so glad he reminds me to that. You're here to learn, and it's nothing personal, but often when we get into these situations, we get into these personal stories. But then I was yeah, he's right, I can just pick and say no, I want to play with you, or I can be the proactive one and go to a trainer and ask him to do the pad work. I don't need to wait to be called by any trainer. And so that helped me a lot in my personal journey as well. Self-confidence again, to allow myself that I can choose a trainer, because I allow myself that I want to get better, and I'm giving my best therefore to step into that main character role, to give the lead and not to follow the lead. That I can choose, I can direct the narrative, and I don't need to just accept my reality. So that was really awesome, and I'm celebrating that, because I take these lessons from training always into my daily life, and I'm once you do that one time in training, you realize, okay, I'm doing that now as well in my real life. So committing to a gym helps to stick to the training. In the beginning, 1 year ago, I started purposely to only train 3 times a week, because I wanted to start it slowly. I didn't want to overwhelm my body and my mind with the new learnings. And I see a lot of people, they're coming here for a Muay Thai vacation, or even for a couple of months, but I see them burning themselves out. And we are here in a fitness environment, and everyone is really competitive, and sometimes you get into that peer pressure in a way. How many trainings did you had today? That's my first. And how I had this week? 1. And it's totally valid, and that showed me as well, okay, you know, you need inner strength to do that, okay, it's okay in the beginning for me to train 3 times a week. I am confident in that. I don't let myself distract by other people's opinion. So again, main character energy, you know, you do what's best for you, and therefore through that technique I didn't get burned out in my body, and I didn't get injured, because a lot of people get injured or get staph infection. Like I believe like you get staph infection often as well because your body is just exhausted. But the downside of only training 3 times a week was that I wasn't fully committed to the gym, because I only did drop-ins, because that was cheaper than getting a 1-month contract with the gym. Easier to skip it sometimes, and it made it harder for me to stick to it, but I did it. Most of the time I did it. Now 2 months ago I'm like, okay, it's over now. I'm going to commit to a gym. I'm going, you know, to double down on my training, because I feel like I have now really built a certain amount of strength. I need to say to that as well that I had breaks in between. I'm not training for 1 year in total, like every month. I had, due to travels, a couple of months last year where I was not training at all, and that's just what it is. So I was not always the most consistent. Now, as I signed up for these monthly trainings, I'm the most consistent than ever, and that truly helps. So committing to a gym is a recommendation when you are getting started to get a monthly membership. That is well how I started my yoga journey. I committed as well to a yoga studio for 1 month, and it helps you just to show up every day consistently. Pay that amount upfront, and you're like, okay, I paid already for it, so let's just go. I see really great progress lately. I mastered my body and my emotions on a different level. So Muay Thai is a whole body workout, and it obviously helped me through learning new movements to master my physical movements on a different level. My core strength improved tremendously, and overall I feel like I have more control over my movements. Obviously there's still way more potential to grow. Often I feel like, oh my god, I'm tripping, I have no control. But you know, it's like seeing these small steps and seeing these small progressions is super helpful. So I recommend to do that for you as well when you already started your journey. Especially in sparring, I learned a lot, and sparring taught me a lot that you cannot let emotions control you, because if you get punched in the face, you need to protect it. If you don't protect it, you can't get mad, because if you do another action out of anger or out of like that provoked situation, it's not going to help you, because you want to be strategic. And I recognize Muay Thai is really strategic, and it's not just like you want to really be controlled, calm, and it helped me a lot to stay like calm and collective, and to become that centered person, that main lead character in my life. So yep, it was challenging situation sometimes, and it taught me as well in my daily life that I don't want my emotions to let control my life. I mean, just like calm and collective, and recognize as well in my daily life my patterns when I get sometimes into like a stressed mode. And yes, that was a big one for me. The 8th and the last one is that I learned to enjoy the process. I gave up just like wanting to be good at it, and I realized like very quickly, because even after 1 year I cannot say I'm really good at it. No, like I made a lot of progress for me subjectively, but I can't say that I'm really good at it. I'm still a beginner, and I recognize as well that like as I made progress for sure, I realized that the most progress happens in the mundane, in the simple task, in the discipline, in the moments where you feel like nothing is moving. This is where you change everything, because you don't become dependent anymore on that addiction, that you only feel good when you improve, and that you are addicted to outside validation and validation seeking through progress. And it's just a progress in the non-progress in a way, the progress in just showing up every day. It's a new day, a new training. You kind of do the same thing in training over and over and over and over again. This is how you truly improve. And I learned as well to have a gym where I feel really comfortable helped me a lot. So I can recommend you, if you haven't found that yet, to find a gym you really love and you feel like you're coming home, or you see friends, and it's just getting like just a good atmosphere where you resonate with at any moment, and you can change your gym as well. Again, you don't even be committed for a couple of months. You can always change the gym and just try something new. And then showing up becomes really, really simple. So this has been my learnings, my 8 learnings from training Muay Thai in Thailand for about a year. Share with me in the comments your learnings. Share with me if I could inspire you to start training Muay Thai, or if you're planning a trip here to Thailand. And I see you in the next one.